everyone. This is Josh from MGP, sitting with my brother Dan. And it is our 10-year anniversary, roughly. It's hard to believe we've been doing this for 10 years.
It's a long 10 years.
We've got a ton of videos, and we sometimes, I guess you could say, we make it look fairly easy in the sense that we're well practiced, and we get it right in our takes that we show. But there are some outtakes in which we don't, and they can be pretty humorous. So we've captured a couple of them for you, some of our favorite outtakes for some videos, and watch it with us. Let's take a look together. So the first video is going to be a Conan blooper here. It's our first one. You're trying to keep going.
Well, that's a quality guitar for you.
So yeah, you can see sometimes we get some technical problems with the gears. And sometimes as you can see, we try to keep going, but if it gets too bad, we gotta cut it, because what can you do? The next video we have, this ended up being one of our more popular ones over the years. This is the Terminator main theme from the first Terminator. Let's take a look at some outtakes on this one. Take 8. we pretty much nailed that one in another take, but it's just I think it's a number of recordings that got to us that time. When you record a song and you get a couple of takes and you get it right, it's not too bad. But sometimes when the songs are long and complicated, or complicated in not so obvious ways, it gets tricky. Just the sheer number of takes on take 72. You're just kind of like, okay, it's somewhere around here. And for all you guitar players out there, you probably know sometimes when you play the same thing over and over again, your mind starts to look at it like, wait, is this even right? And you start to second guess, and it's no good. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so the next one we have is a little clip from Escape from New York. This was actually the second video that we did, and we don't have too many outtakes, but let's take a look.
That was a pretty good take, man.
I guess that's
the language. I just remember that was recorded in the winter time. I think it was super cold that day.
You're right. Yeah, we were both wearing long sleeves, and that was another one. Like, we only really did about 3 takes on that one, and we pretty much nailed it each time. We just wanted to do a couple, so you say like, it's a good take. Let's do one more just in case. But I remember that one we did particularly well in just nailing it. I don't know if it was the song itself, the practice.
Yeah, probably just because we practiced it so much, and I don't know, like, it was such a fun song to really master. It's a really good one. So
yeah, I mean, that is just a great song, great movie too. All right, so we had a Queen one that we did, which is what was kind of an interesting cover for us, because it does have singing and guitar in it, but rather than actually cover the guitar part, we covered the whole like singing and keyboard synth kind of intro. So it was great, but let's go ahead and give these outtakes a quick look.
That was my best one by far.
We don't always get the best take at the same time, so it causes some issues.
Yeah, that is true. That's another tricky part about playing live, is when you're doing it with multiple people, you got to get it right for both of us. It doesn't work for just one of us. So, but our language is a little more perhaps colorful when we're off camera. We know it's an outtake, but luckily everything will be cleaned up for the kids. For the kids. So the next one. Terminator Tunnel Chase. Oh man, this was a good one, but this is a quick story behind this one. We recorded ourselves when we very first played it, and it
sounds like a couple of beginners.
It sounds like we're playing like a high school beginner guitar class that we don't want to be in, Let's give it a view.
Oh man, this one. Oh man.
We're like not even in tune.
Come on. This is the best one, though.
But yeah, I love that part, the way it's just like, it's the best take yet. Like, like,
That one looks exhausting though. I mean, it's so many notes and it's super fast.
Oh yeah, you can tell by the end. And if I recall correctly, there was one part. It was like at the very end where you have to come back in syncopated.
Oh yeah.
And like it's great when one of the hardest parts is at the end of the piece, so that you can't get anything wrong. And then if you don't nail it, you gotta start the whole thing again.
Oh yeah, I remember we did that many times to get that perfect. And when you finally got it, it was like the home run stretch. Like, all right, we got this for free. So.
Okay, yeah. The next one then is from Tron Legacy, and this was a tough one. Dan had to play the lower riff, which has like a million notes. He had to play it like 20 times.
Yeah, Josh started out of the gate. He plays the first rep like super fast and clean, and then I come in and I gotta do the second one and the third one. So that huge repeat, and it's just so much back and forth picking, including like sometimes just skipping 3 or 4 strings. I seem to remember it's been a while, but we did it. And like I said before, I think I did some permanent damage right here to my wrist, because when you're picking like that and it's under pressure, and a message to people at home, they're doing home recordings or even if you're playing live, but if sometimes when you're super repetitive like that, you can actually hurt yourself. So be careful about that. Take a break every once in a while and stretch a little bit or something. So.
Absolutely, totally worth it.